So the one you see in the screen is the login page of our application Fedena. So the basic feature of our application is that you can get the login page for the admin, for a student, for a teacher, and for a parent in one platform. So the first one, we have to log in as an admin. So the username will be admin and the default password will be admin123. So once you defaultly log in as an admin, you can see the dashboard of our application. You can see the different modules and their iconic displays here. So as you see, you can see a dashboard, the different nav links here for dashboard, for students, for attendance settings, and the three options on the right top. That is, one is a messaging system where you can send messages internally with the applications, and a direct login for the user's page where you can set the language, or if you want to change the password, you can change the password, and a logout option. And the first 10, that is a core modules like admission modules, student details, manage users, and up to finance sessions. These 10 are the core modules of our applications, and a few add-on modules like blog, hostels, library, transport, and other options which is available under the option more. Like you can see applicant registrations, custom imports, data management, and till transport. You can see various other add-on modules available in the applications. So this is the basic idea, and now we will see the application according to the workflow. So the first, you have to move into the setting modules. In the setting modules, you can see various options like manage course, manage students categories, manage subjects, general settings, additional details, and SMS module. The first one we have to go for is the general settings. The general settings is the option where we enter the basic details about the schools like the college name, its address, font, the attendance types, financial start date and end date. You can enter the school name. There are four numbers. You can set the attendance type. Basically, the application runs under two attendance type. One is daily, another one is a subject-wise. Daily is mainly maintained by the schools, whereas the subject-wise attendance is maintained by the institutions or colleges. We can also set the start date and end date financial where the transactions happens. You can set the language of the application here. Our application is available in more than 13 languages, including French, Spanish, Japanese, Hindi, etc. And also you can set the currency type. You have to manually enter it. And if you want to upload the school logo, you can upload your school logo using the options upload logo. And you can set the network state where it is there are our applications runs under two network state. One is online and offline. Online where the application is more versatile, and if you want to set the application of offline, that is if you want to deactivate some options like SMS settings, email settings, online examinations, you can go for the offline. Else for more versatility you can use the option online. If you want to include the grading systems like CCE, CWA, or GPA, you can include here so that it will be reflected in the examination module. And if you want to select the theme, you can select the theme using the option select theme. Our application is available in more 6. And sorry, excuse me, can you just hold for a second? Sorry for the confusion. I think there was some posting in the screen. Okay. Sorry for the confusion caused because there was some error in the screen share. I will start from the login sessions, that is how we can log into the system, that is using the username admin and the password admin123. And you can see the dashboards as explained. You can see the different core modules and the add-on modules, different enabling options for more user friendliness, the messaging options on the top right, options for the admin login user profile page, and other add-on modules like applicant registrations, inventory sections, discipline sections, etc. under the option more. So first we'll get into the setting sections. In the setting sections, the first option we have to go for is the general settings, where we can set the different options for the basic details about the schools. Mainly there are two types of attendance. One is daily and a subject wise. As I said, if you are following a school, you can use the daily sessions, and the other one, if you are using a training centers or if it is a college or institution, you can follow the subject wise. You can also set the financial start date and end date, where all the transactions are calculated for the schools. If you want to set the language, you can set the language. The different options are available as you see in the screen. And if you want to set the currency type, you can set the currency here. If you want to upload the school logo, this is the option from where you can upload the school logo, and the recommended logo size is 150 by 110, and it should not be more than 500 KB. And the next one, if you want to include the grading systems, you can include the grading systems here. If you want to integrate the application with the model, you can give the model URL here. And if you want to set the application theme, you can set the application theme. The various options available for the setting of the themes are orange, black, green, yellow, blue, and gray. And the last three options, one is the enable auto increment of students admission number and the employer number. This option is mainly for, if we take an example, that if you enter the first student as 01, and if you want to automatically increment the next student to 02 by the applications, you can enable these options here in the general settings. This is the same case in the employee number. That is, if you want to automatically increment the employee number, you can enable the option so that you need not enter the employee number manually. It will be managed by the applications automatically. And if you want to enable the first time login change password, as we all know, there will be a default password. If the user want to change the password first time they log in, you can enable the options. And if you want to integrate the application to Google app, you can enable the oath here and update the systems. So the first one you have to do is the general settings, where we configure the basic settings of the institutions or the basic data of the institution. And next one, we can move forward with the managing of students categories, where we add the different types of students category available in the institution. The benefit of adding the students category is that when we enter a fees or when we want to create a fees, we can create fees for different categories of students. Or else if we want to enter, we have to make some library settings for different categories. We can make the library settings according to the different categories available in institutions. Mainly it can be like general categories, or maybe local residents. These are few examples. Also, whenever we do an admission, we can allot them into different categories. So we have to set the fields here, which will be reflected in the admission section as well as in the finance sections. Next one, we can go forward with the managing course and managing batch, where we can see how we can add different courses available in the institutions. To add a new course, you can go for the option add new and fill the data. Just you have to give a course name. If it is an institution or if it is a school, you can provide its grade 1. If you want to and give a session name, you can give a session name, and the code means it should be unique, which comprises both of the course name and a section name. And you can select the grading systems and also give a batch details. Maybe, and you can set the start date and end date. And save it. So you can see the created courses here, and if you click on the course name, you can see the active batch you have created here, that is G1A Summer Batch 2013. If you want to add a new batch, you can go for the option add new. If you want to group batches, you can use the option add batches. And the next option, that is a manage batch. Manage batch option provide us an option where we can manage the different activities of the batches. That is, if I select a course, I can see the active batches. If I select the batches, if I enter the students, I can get the list of the students. If I want to check the examination conducted for this particular batch, I can go for the option exams. If I want to edit any details of this particular batch, I can use the option edit. Delete option to delete the batch, and the last option manage, where we can see the different options where we can manage the subjects, where we can manage elective groups, and at last if we want to assign a tutor for this particular batch, you can use the option assign tutor from the manage batch. And after setting the course, the next step is to manage to create subjects or add subjects for the different batches available. So go for manage subjects. First one, go for it, select the batches you want to add a subject. Here you can see there are two types of subjects. One is a normal subject and one is an elective group. The normal subjects means which is mandatory for all students in a particular batch. Take an example, there are 30 students and the different subjects like mathematics, science, social, etc. will be a mandatory subject for the students. So all students will be automatically enabled for all the normal subjects. Consider if the student can choose an area of specialization. When and if you want to add a new normal subject, click on the add normal subject, give a subject code, maximum weekly classes available. And if you don't want to create examination for this subject, you can tick for no exam so that this subject will be excluded from the examination module, or else leave it untick and go for the option save, and you can get the list of the subject you have created now. And the next one, that is an elective group. This is a concept of where the students can choose any one of the subject under a particular elective group. Take an example, that is we have a second language options. Under that you have three options. Either you can select French, Spanish or English. Consider there are 30 students in a particular batch. 10 students will be electing Spanish, some students will be electing French, etc. In that case, if you want to sort like having elective group and from where the students can choose their favorite subjects, you can create an elective group first, and add subjects under it. You can see the subjects here. If you want to add much more subjects, you can add the subjects here. And you can also see an option assign students, from where you can assign students. If I click the assign students, and if we have students admitted to this particular batch, you can get the list of students here and choose which all student need this particular Arabic subject, which all student need select French subject, etc. So this is the concept behind elective group. The next one is add admission additional details. This is the option which is required from some institution, that is we will be having some default fields in the admission form. If you want to include an extra options like maybe the student's identity number, whether it should be mandatory, whether it's a text box, etc., you can create, or else and if you create these fields here, these fields will, the fields which you created under the additional fields will be asked in the second page in the admission sections. So you have to create the fields here which will be reflected in the admission module. And next one, the last option is the SMS module. Our application can be integrated to the SMS API providers. That is, you have to buy the license from the SMS API providers, and they will be providing a username, password, and a sender ID, and you can use those data from the API provider and then integrate the SMS settings to our applications. If you integrate the SMS system, the benefit is the SMS notification can be sent for various options like student admission, that is whenever a student is admitted, the students will be notified about this as an SMS to their cell phones, or else other examples are where the examination schedules or results are published, whenever a student is absent, or whenever an event is created in institutions. These are the options where the SMS notifications can be sent both to the parents, students, and the employees. So that's about the setting sessions. As I explained, the first one where we do the general settings, where that is the general configurations related to the school or institutions. Next, we went for the manage course and manage batch, where we create the different types of courses available in the institution. And in between, we had also added the different types of students categories and additional details for the admissions. And the last one, we went for the SMS modules. That is, if you want to enable the SMS system, you can use the SMS modules. And the next step we can move forward is the admission of a student. You can see the first options in the dashboard, admission. Click here for admitting a student or allotting a student to a particular batch. We can see the different fields here, and you can set the admission date, give the name, and select the course. The other fields like, and you can also see the categories here. You can check which category he have to be allotted. Give an email ID. If you want to upload the user photo, you can upload the user photo here and save it. So the next page will be the parents' personal details. You have to give an immediate contact details here. If you want, you can go also skip this step or else go for finish. If you want to add any other guardian details, for example, if you want to add the guardian details for the mother, you can use the option add guardian details or else go for the option finish. Go for finish. And this is a page where you can enter the previous educational details. This is the institution name, course, year, and a total mark. If you want, you can give the datas here or else you can also go for the option skip. And this is the page where we had added the additional details. As we see in the setting sessions, we had added few fields in the add admission additional details. These fields will be asked in the step 4. We can give the number, and you can save it, and you can directly get into the profile of a student. You can see the profile of the students here with the basic data we have entered. If you want go for the next admission, I can click here and directly go for the next admissions. And different options available in the students profiles are first one, that is the reporting reports, where we can get the different reports for the examinations, for the attendance reports, etc. If I want to check the guardian details, I can go for checking the guardian details. If I want to send email to the parent or the students, I can use the admin or any privileged employee can send emails using these options. The next option, delete. If I want to delete the student, I can delete the records from the applications, or when the student is leaving the institution, I can go for the option delete and generate TC. And the other options are the more, where we can check the fees of the student, gallery reports, hostel details, library details, and the transport details about the students. So this is our view about the profile of a student. So next one, you can also see a small module, that is a student details. Student details module help us to search any type of student data here. For example, if I enter the first 3 letters of the first name of the student or the admission number of the student, I can get the details of the student and directly get into his profile. I can check his profile, or else we also have an option advanced search, where we can search for the student using either by the course, either by gender, either by the admission date, etc. We can also search for the former students or all the details of the students available and take the PDF reports even. So this is the benefit of the small modules, student details here. So we have already went through the setting sessions at the admission of a student and admissions or searching of the student data using the option student details. So now next is we move on to the employee or the staff sections. That is a human resource module which is exclusive for the employees or the staffs of the institutions. So in the HR or the human resource module, you can find various options like HR settings, employee management, employee leave management, the pay slips, and the last two viewing options, that is a employee search and employee pay slip search. So first one, before entering the employee or admitting an employee or staff to the institution, we have to make a few settings in the HR sessions. So we go for the settings. We have to add employee categories, we have to add employee positions, their departments, different departments available, different grades available, different payroll categories, their bank details and additional details. So the first one, we'll go for the employee category. The first one, we can add any number of categories here. Either that can be a teaching category or a non-teaching category here. Give the category code. So this is how we can enter employee category. Mainly there will be the available two categories of the employees will be either the teaching categories or non-teaching categories or the management category. And the next option is the add employee details. This is the option from where we can add the different employee position details. Maybe it is teacher, whether it is professor who belongs to the teaching category, or else if it is office staff who belong to the non-teaching category. So we can add any number of positions of employees available in the institution and differentiate them into the different categories. And the next one, adding of the employee department. There can be different departments according to the institutions. If it is a college, the departments will be like software department, hardware department, business departments. Whereas if it is a institutions of if it is a school, the department is likely to be primary department, junior department, grade 1 department, yeah, senior secondary department, etc. The next one is add employee grade. This is the option from where we can add the different levels or hierarchies of teacher. Mainly the grade means, take an example, the maybe the dean, principals, or the other high paid employees of this institution. They will be given the grade 1, grade A, and given the highest priorities with minimum number of periods per day and minimum number of periods per week. These two columns, that is maximum period per day and maximum period per week, will be calculated in the timetable sessions. Let it be a grade B, where who can be given the priority to. Mainly they will be having maximum periods like 6 and maximum period per week like 20, and you can create. So you can create the different types of grades or hierarchies or level of teachers using the option add grade. And the next one, that is the add payroll category. This is the option from where we can add the different payrolls categories available in institutions, and that can be allotted to the employee. For example, let it be a basic, and you can create it. And if it is allowance, And if we want to enter the percentage, that is, it is 2% or 5% of basics, you can make the settings. And if it's there are some deduction, that is, maybe if there's any fund which is 2% of the basic, you can tick for deductions and create, so that you can see. So you can see two phases here. Either you can see there are two cat tables. One is earning tables and other one is a deduction tables. Earning tables means add to your income, whereas the deductions, it will be deducted from the salary. The benefit of adding the percentage is that, as we have said, the 2% of the allowance basics will be the allowance. We just need to enter the basics, and the allowance, deduction and the funds will be automatically calculated from the systems. We need not do the calculation, it will be done by the system. We just have to set the percentage. And next one, that is add bank details. If the institution want to fetch the bank details of the employees, such as the bank name and bank account number, we can create fields here. These fields will be asked during the employee admissions. In the same case as additional details, like we had entered for the student, if the school or the institution want the additional details like the passport number, license number of the employees, we can create the fields here. These fields will be asked during the admission sections. So once we have made the actual settings, the next step is to move to the employee management. The employee management includes the employee admission and employee subject association. And the employee, first one we will go for the employee admission. Here we have to enter the employee number, the joining date, first name, and to which department, whether it is for software department or primary department, to categories, which category he needed to be admitted, his position, whether it's professor or teacher, his grade, his job title, qualifications, experience infos, his personal details. If you want to upload the user photo, you can upload the user photos. And once you have filled that out, go for the option save. Next one is the home address, where we can enter the home address, office address, contact details. And this one, as we entered the bank details, and save it. And this one is the user privileging or setting privileging page, where you can see there are mainly 5 types of privileges. That is, one is an administration or operation privileges, student management privileges, academic privileges, social activities, and system settings privileges. So if you want to assign any privileges to this particular employee, for example, if he is going to be in control for the finance sections, we can give the finance control, or else if he is going to be the one who is going to manage the student admission, he can go for the student admissions. And if he can manage the SMS management, we can give the system settings, etc., and assign privileges and go for the option save. And next one, that is a reporting manager page, where we have to give every employee will be having a reporting manager. We can select the reporting manager, let it be the admin. For admin, just we have to search by name and select the admin and go for the option save. And next one, that is entering the payroll details. Just we have to enter the basics, because others are dependent upon the basics, it will be automatically calculated. And go for the option finish, and you can see the profile of the employee. So this will be the general profile of the employee. You can see other option, various different options, like if you want to get any details about the profile, his salary, his leaves, and if you want to delete the employee data, you can go for the option delete, and other options under the more like library and transport details. So this is how a individual employee is admitted to a particular, to the applications, to a particular department or particular category, etc. So once you have done the student employee admission, the next step in the employee management is the employee subject association. That is, if you want to associate any employee to any batch, to any subject, just select the subject and select the department, and you can get the list of the teachers here. And if you want to assign this particular employee to this particular subject, click on assign. So once we assign a employee to a particular subject, he will be normally getting the whole control of the subject. That is, he can create assignments on that particular subject. He can enter marks for that particular subject. He can enter attendance for that particular subject. We need not extra set the privileges. Once an employee is assigned to a particular subject, he will be automatically getting control over the subjects. Okay. And the next one is the employee leave management. First one, we have to add the different types of leave available in the institution so that the employees can apply for leaves. We can give a leave name. How much leave count can be given. Maybe it is a medical leave. We can add as many leave types. So once we add the employee leave details, the next one is the attendance register for the employee. We can get the attendance register for the employees here according to the department. So this will be the attendance register. And consider this particular employee is on leave on this particular day. If without any prior notification, an admin want to mark the absence, click on the date, select the leave type, select the reasons for absence, and submit. So you can see it goes marks. So we did not mark the presence of the employee, we just need to mark the absence. The other day will be calculated as present. And consider in the later point of view, if you want to cancel this leave, you can again click on the date and you can get an option where you can delete the leave or the absence of this employee. There is the other way around where the employee can apply for the leave from his account and which will be approved by his manager. And if it is approved by his manager, the absence will be automatically marked in the register. The admin need not do that, it will be automatically marked. And next one is the attendance report. If you want to get the attendance report of any department, select the department and you can get the attendance report. If you want to check the more details about the particular employee, click on the employee name and you can get the data about his leave histories, how much casual leaves he had taken, how much casual leaves are left behind, etc. Next one is creating of the pay slips. Next one, that is the creation of the pay slips. The creating of the pay slip management in the applications is done mainly in the two sessions. Once the creating of the pay slips in the HR sessions, whereas the second part is the approval of the pay slips from the finance sections. The first we have to create the pay slips. We can either create the pay slips individually by the employees or else we can generate the payslips using one click. If you want to manually create the payslips, first select the department, and if you want to create the payslips for this particular employee, click on the name. And if you want to add a new allowance for this particular employee, give the amount. If it is deduction, or else create, and go for the create option. This is how the salary slip will be generated individually, or else if you want to create the payslip for all the employees in one click, go for the option one click payslip generator, select the date, and go for the option go, so that the payslip will be generated for all the employees with one click. And one click payslip revert means if you want to revert the action of generating payslips, you can use the option one click payslip revert. And the last option, that is a rejected employee. As I said, the first part, that is the creation of the payslips, is done in the HR sessions, whereas the approval of the payslips is done in the finance sections. So if any payslips are rejected from the finance sections, those payslips will be available under the option rejected employees. And the last two options, that is employee search and employee payslips. This option is just to search for the employee details. You can search the employee details using their username or using their employee ID. You can here also you can advancedly search using the different options using the option advanced. And the next one, that is employee payslips, where if you want to view the payslip generated for the employees for a particular month, select the department and select the month, and you can view what is a payslip generated for a particular employee using the options department wise payslips. If you want to view, you can view the payslips, and you can get more data as well, what is the salary, what is its deductions, etc. If you want, you can also take the PDF reports. So this is about the HR settings. As I said, first we have to do the HR settings, where we add the employee categories, add the employee positions, etc. The next one, that is employee management, the two options, employee admissions and employee subject association. Next one, leave management, where we added the different types of leaves available for the employees, the attendance registers and the reports for the employees, creation of payslips either manually or with using one click. And the last two option, that is a search option, where you can search the employee data and you can search the employee payslips. So this is about the HR management. So the basic settings are these three modules. As I said, the first one, setting sessions, admission for the students, searching for the students, and the next one, that is the employee settings, that is using the HR department. And the next one is the manage users option. The manage user option is available only for the admins. The admin can manage any user, maybe it is a employee, maybe it is a student or a parent. Consider if you want to edit the privilege for any particular employee. Just type the user ID and click on the name, and you can get an option edit privileges here. If you want to edit the privileges, you can assign the new privileges and go for the option save. And also the other options available, I can directly get into the profile and edit the data. If I want to change the password for this particular employee, I can change the password. This is the same case. There are different options under the manage user are to change the data about the admin, for the employee, for the students, or for the parents. The next one, that is a manage news. This is where we can add new news and publish the latest school announcements. To add a new news, go for the option add, give a title, give the content, And once you publish, and the other users can leave the comment, and the most benefit of adding in news is the latest 3 news will be available on the dashboard. You can see on the top of the dashboard, the latest 3 news will be available on the dashboard. This display will be same when a student login or an employee login or a parent login. They can find the latest 3 news on the top of the dashboards. Also, if I get directly into the news, I can leave a comment as a user. Either a student can also leave a comment, a parent or a employee can leave a comment. The next one, that is examination module. This is one where you can create different types of examination for the different classes. Before that, under the manage subject, I can show you how we can assign a elective subject for a particular student. That is, consider if I want to assign that particular student under this batch to a particular subject, go for the option assign, so that this subject will be assigned for that particular student. And next one, that is an examination. The first one, that is a setting sessions, where we can set different data, like it can be setting of grading levels, setting of ranking levels, or setting of class designations. First we have to set the grading levels. The benefit of adding the grading levels is that we can just enter the marks, whereas the grades will be calculated by the systems automatically. Consider you will be having conduct an examinations for a mark, that is a maximum mark is 40 and the minimum mark is 20. You just have to enter the marks there, and the other calculation, that is if the student scores 90 percentage of marks for that examination, he will be given A grade. If he scores 80 percentage of marks, he will be given B grade. If he scores 70, C. If he scores 60 percentage of mark, he will be given D. And if you want to add a new descriptions, you can add a descriptions also here. That is, if the student scores 90 percentage of marks, that is excellent. And if he scores 80 percentage of marks, it's so you can key also description, so that whenever you enter the mark, these descriptions and the grades will be automatically calculated by the systems. And if you want to include the ranking levels, you can include the ranking levels. Ranking levels differs from where you can set the different ranking levels as pass ranking levels. Let it be pass. That is, if the student scores more than 50 percentage at limit, uh, and for 2 subjects, more than 2 subjects, I can create a particular ranking level as pass. So that you can create the different types of ranking levels, and the same way you can create the different levels of class designation also. That is, if the student goes secures more than 80 percentage of mark, his marks is first class, or else etc. And after setting the grading levels, the next one is exam management, where we can create an exam. We will select a course, and And if you want to create a new exam, go for the option new. Give the examination name. Let it be mark and grade and save it. Give the maximum marks. Let it be 40. You can give the minimum marks. Give the start date and end date. If you don't want to create an examination, go for the option do not create, so that examination won't be created for that particular subject, and go for the option save. So once you schedule the examination, the next one you have to publish the examination schedule. This action will be generating a notification to the student either through the SMS if you have enabled the options, or else through their messages. That is, all students will be getting a message internally through the applications. So you have to first click the option publish exam schedule, and next consider the examination have been published, and now you have to enter the marks. To enter the marks, first click on the exam name, click on the subject name, and you can get the column where you can enter the marks. So just enter the marks. Consider the student has scored 35 marks. You can see as he scored more than less than 90% of the mark, he will be granted the grade B. The same case, if you want to enter the marks, he will be given the grade A. So that is the benefit of setting of the grading levels. That is, you can set the different grading levels and descriptions for the different types of grades, different percentage of marks, so that it will be automatically calculated by the system. And now once you have enter the marks, the next step is to publish examination results. So you can see an option publish exam results. Click on the option publish exam results, so that the students will be either notified through about the examination examination result through SMS, or else they will be getting the notification through the messaging systems. So now if you want to see the examination reports, you can go into the report centers, and if you want, you can see the different types of examination reports here. And if you want to get the examination reports, and select the exam group and go for the option view, and you can see the exam reports for that particular exam. Unit test 1, the sub marks is scored for maths, for Arabic, his percentage, his class average, and a small graphical representations about the student's marks and his class average, as you see the screen. Consider if there are more than 1 or 2 30 students, you can get the list of the students on the left, and you can just switch on to a student's report by clicking on their name. As now there is only one student in this particular batch, you can see just one student's report, or else you can get the list of the students here and switch on to his report by clicking on the name. You can also get the consolidated reports and PDF reports prints here. And consider if you want to get the subject-wise reports, you can go for the subject-wise reports, and which marks. If I go for the option view, I can get the subject-wise reports also. There are different options available in the report centers. As I said, the subject-wise reports, grouped exams reports, then ranking levels reports, and transcripts, etc. You can view the reports here. using these options. So this is the examination, and the last one, that is an online examination. Actually this is comes under the add-on module where you can conduct exams online. That is, you can create objective questions and students can attend the exams online from their account. So this is about the examination module. And the next one is the timetable sessions. In the timetable session, the first one we have to look into is creating of the weekdays. First we have to set the weekdays. That is, we can set the weekdays either as common or else for different batches. That is, if it is common, means all the batches in that particular institution, means particular under this particular installations will be for having Monday, Wednesday and Friday classes. Or else consider, if you want to create weekdays for this particular batches, we can select this batch and select the weekdays you want to create. And the next step is setting of the class timings. Here you can see the different types of class timings here. Here also you can either set as common class timings, or if it is particular for a particular batch, you can choose the particular batch and go for the option add to add the class timings. Or else you can set as common as you see in the screen. And after that, next we have to create a timetable period, or if you want to see the work allotments of the student employees, you can see the work allotments here, where you can see the different courses available in institutions, the different subjects and the teachers assigned to that particular subjects. Okay. And now next step is to create the timetables. We have to create timetables here. We can select the date, which date we have to create the timetables. Consider, if I want to create the timetable for 2000, I want to create the timetable for these days. Just give the start date and end date. As there is so many other data available in the experiments in the present link, for now it won't be work, or else just give the start date and end date and you can create the timetable here. You can take the timetable structures here and select the batch you want to create, and you can get the list of class timings and the class weekdays sorted according as we set in the class timings and the weekdays. And consider, if you want to assign this particular first hour, the second hour, this third hour and these few hours for the particular subject, that's maths, which is handled by this particular employee. What you have to do is just select the subject and you can get the list of the employees who is handling that particular subject. Just drag this particular employee to any one of the column and you can see it is automatically entered. That is, we can assign these few subjects, these class timings to that particular employee. If you want to remove any entry, you can just click on and remove the entry. So this is how the timetable, first the timetable we have to set the weekdays, then class timing, and then next we will create a timetable structure. That is, consider your academic year starts from June to next May. You can create the timetable structure from June to next May and then start creating timetables here. And if you want to edit the timetables, you can go for the option edit timetables. And next one, that is, if you want to view the timetables for a particular class, you can use the particular time. You can see the particular time. Okay, and the next one, that is the institute teacher's timetable. That is, if you want to see the teacher's timetable, you can see the teacher's timetables here. And if you want to see the institutional timetable, you can also institutional timetable for one day. That is, whole institution's timetables will be entered here. And next one, Next module is attendance module, that is go for the student attendance. You can get the attendance register for the student here, and you can see the attendance register here. This is the same as the employee, that is consider if this particular student is on leave on this particular day, just stick on the particular date and give the attendance reason, whether it is few or something, and just add, so that it will be marked. We did not mark the presence of the student, it will be automatically entered by the systems. We just have to enter the absence of the students and it will be calculated. And next we can also get the attendance reports of the particular batch, that is considered. If you want to get the attendance report, either we can get it as an overall, or if else we can also get them of monthly, the total number of working days, and the percentage will be also shown here. And the last one, that is the finance sections. In the finance section, these are the options, mainly the fee sections, where we can handle the fees of the students, and the pay slip, that is the, as I said, the approval of the pay slips for the employees are handled here. And the most important one, that is the transaction reports. We can get the transaction reports using the option transactions. So first one, we'll go into the fee sections. We will see how the fees workflow is done in the application. First we have to go for the create fee, and first we have to create a category here. Just give a name and select the batches and save. And now we can add particulars into the master category. We can add any number of particulars here. Here also, as I said, if we consider if this fees is only for the general students, you can select the categories here and give the students here. So we can create as many as fees we want, particulars we want, and consider if you want to create any discount for any student, you can use the option create discounts. In the application, we can create the discounts mainly of three types. One is a batch discount, that is consider if you want to give any fee discounts for a particular batch, you can give the batch discounts. If it is for a student's category, you can give the discount for a student's category. If it is for a particular student, you can also give the create discounts for a particular student. And after creating the fees and setting the fees, the next step is to manage the fee collections. Here we have the fee collections here. Annual fee collections. Just give the collection day name. We can give any collection name. Set the start date. Give the end date. And also a due date, so that this after that the students will be entered as a fee defaulters and create. So once the fee collection dates are announced, the student will be notified about the same through the messaging systems, or also we can see the last date as a red mark under the fees due. And now the next step is to collect the fees from the students. For the first step was creating the fees and then setting the fee collection, and now when the students comes with the fees, next step is the fee submissions. The fee submissions can be done either as course wise or for each student wise. For the course, just go for the batch and select the batch, select the fee collections, and you can see it. Here can make the partial payment, that is consider if the student is up only with a partial payment, you can make the partial payment, or if he has paid the full fee, you can pay fee and print the receipts. And if you want to switch on to the next student, you can use the red arrow mark on the right or left. So this is how the fee collection can be done. And in the fee structure means if you want to see any fees collected from any particular students, you can click or search by name, and search by the fee collection, and you can see what was the fees collected from that particular student. Uh, and you can also withdraw a PDF report about the same. And the next one, that is a fee defaulters. That is, if a student didn't pay the fees within the last due date, all the students will be entered under the fee defaulters, so that we can directly find whenever the students submit the fees after the due date, we can also collect a fine amount from that particular students. It will automatically means whenever the student fees collection is done after the due date, we will get an extra column where we can add the fine amount. And the next one, that is a fee import and instant fees. Actually, this is to our add-on modules. Fee import means when we can import the fees from one student to other student. And instant fee means where we can instantly collect the fee from the student using one option. And the next one is the categories, where we can create the different categories of finance categories. Like there are few default categories like donation, fees, hostel, inventory, library, salaries, etc. Yeah, apart from this, if you want to create a new finance categories like income or an expense, you can create a finance categories here and create, and so that you can enter the different transactions under the different new finance categories. And the next one, that is pay slips. That is, we will see how how we can approve the pay slips for the employees. So the first one is the view pay slips. If it is manually, you can go for, first select the department and select the month and go for the option view. And if I go for the option view, I can get an option either to reject or approve the pay slips. If I want to approve, I can click on the approve, click OK, and give a remark. If it is time consuming, the next step we have is one click payslip approval. That is, if consider there are more than 50 employees in an institution, it is difficult to get into the profile of every employee and approve the payslips manually. So we have another option, that is one click payslip approval, where you can approve the payslips using one click. And the next one, that is just you have to go for one click payslips and select the one, and you can, if it as it is already approved for the particular employee, we can see already approved, or else we will get an option to approve, click approve, so that it will be done. The next step is donations. If there is any donor details, we can enter the donor details. Give the transaction details and save. So you can get donation can be accepted, and if you want, you can print the receipts. And the next one in the finance sections is automatic transactions. That is, consider if you want to create an automatic transaction. And consider if you want to automatically transact a 5% of income to the tax, you can set it so that whenever you add any amount under the column income, these particular will be automatically transacted as tax. And next one, assets and liabilities. Consider if you have any assets for the institutions. If you want to create a new assets like you can enter the data here. In the same way, if you have any liabilities, you can enter the liability details. And the last one, if I go for the transaction options, I can get four options where I can add expenses that was met by the schools and income which I got to the school, government's got for the institutions. And if I want to get the transaction reports, go for the reports and select a start date and end date. It is from March 1st. Repeat 31st. If I want to get the reports, go for option display reports and I can get the transaction that has happened. If I want to see the transaction that has happened under the salary account, click on the salary accounts and I can get the details about the C. If I want to get know what is the transaction that happens under the fee account, I can again click on the fee account. I can see more details. So I can get the transaction report and also a small graphical representation about the same, that is about the income and expense finance transactions that has happened. So this is about the finance sections as I explained, about the fees where we can manage the students fees, donations, approval of the employee pay slips, and the last option that is the transaction options where we can see the transaction reports for a particular period of time. So this is about the basic core modules as I explained right from the flow, that is setting sessions to the admission and the student details, and then we went across the human resource department and we saw the manage users, manage news, examinations, timetable creations, attendance marking, and finally the finance sections. So these are the core module sections about core modules and the basic settings of our applications. Now we will see how we can enter into a student's login, a parent's login, and a employee login. So we will log in as a student. That is, we log in as a student. So the username will be 3. That is his admission number, and the password will be his username and 1, 2, 3. So this will be the student's profile. So as you see, this will be the student dashboard. He can see his profiles, his campus news, his latest news will be on the top of the dashboards. If you want to see his academic reports, he can go for the academic reports, or else if you want to see the timetable, he can see the timetable, etc. And if you want to get the reports, he can get reports here. That is his recent examinations. You can see his reports. And the other data details, like if you want to check his calendar, he can check his calendar. If he his profile, if you want to check his profile, he can check his profile. And so these are the basic options available in the student's profile. And the one that is a messaging systems, he can see the different messages that was communicated with him from the applications. And if you want to change the password, click on the your name and he can get an option where he can change the password, etc. And now consider if I want to log in as a parent, where the parent can log in using the username or the admission number of the student. That is 3 was the admission number of his what. So just include P in front of it, and P 3123 will be the password, and this comes the the parents login. The parents will be having a few, can access a few modules. One is he can access to the students' profiles, and next one he can see his students' timetables. If he want to check his academics reports about his what, he can check the academic reports, etc. And finally, we will get into the employee's profile, that is employee ID. And this will be the employee profiles. As we see, he can check his profiles and his campus news, and consider if he want to apply leave, he can click on leave and he can see where we can apply the leave. Consider if he want to apply the leave for tomorrow, he can check it. And create it. and this is the leave application will be created and forwarded to his reporting manager. Once the reporting manager approves it, it will be he will be getting a notification that is from my leaves. He will be getting the status. Once it is approved, it will be approved. The status will turn to approved. And the next one, I just forgot to mention the event creation. We'll see how an event can be created. That is, we have an option event creation here. So we can set the start date and end date and give a name. And if it is a holiday, we can set as a holiday. If it is a event for all, we can tick it. Or else we can also create an event for a particular course. That is, if it is only for this particular student, for a particular course, and for a particular department. And go for the option confirm, so that the event will be created. As you see, the event will be in black color, the examinations will be in blue. Holidays, if it is a holiday, you can get it as a green mark, and the dues will be in red marks. So others are about the add-on modules, which we'll discuss later. So this was a session about the Fedena basic details and the core module sessions. And now you can ask the doubts. If you have the doubts, you can kindly ask us doubts. Uh, Mr. Balachandran, I got your question, that is how a student and parent can send an email to a teacher. At present, the student or the parent cannot send an email to the teacher, but we have an option where he can send a message from the system. That is considered, I will just enter. Using these options, we have an exclusive option from where we can send a message to any department of teacher. Consider if I want to send the email to this particular employee, I can. Okay, so once I send this message will be forwarded to that particular employee. So the benefit of our application is that any user within the application can send emails or send a message either to a staff or any course, any student in any course. Also, the parents will be getting the same option. The parent can send any staff or any other students any message. Only the admin can send emails to students or the parents from the student's profile. There is no option, as for now, there is no option to send email for, by a student or a parent. I will just answer one by one. The first question that is asked by Vijay, that is how we are going to manage the employee attendance. As for now, as I explained, the employee management employees attendance is like uh, we need not mark the absence of the employee. Consider the employee is absent on a particular day. We need not mark the absence for the employee. If the admin or any user privileged employee didn't mark the absence of the employee, it is considered to be present. Either the employee, if an employee want a leave on a particular day, he can apply for a leave, which will be approved by his manager. So when we draw a report for an employee attendance report, we will be getting the attendance report calculating the leaves he had taken. And next one, the question by Nisha, that is, can we manage more than one school throughout the system? Yeah, we have two different types of dashboard. One is a Fedena Pro version and another a Fedena multi-school version. That is, if you are using a multi-school system, that is, you will be a super admin and you can manage any number of institutions under your control. That is, you can create school 1, school 2, school 3 and you will be the super admin. But using the Pro version, you can manage only one school. And the other question, that is why a teacher cannot send internal message to a parent. As for now, there is no option as the guardian details or the parent integration was done just before two versions. We didn't include the parents, means we didn't include the option for a teacher to send internal message to a parent. But if the teacher have the privilege to send the email from the user student's profiles, he can send email to a guardian, or else if he have the control of the SMS system, he can also send SMS to a parent, but not a internal message to a parent. We are upcoming with the options. We are uh, upgrading the internal messaging systems for a parents and a teachers level. And the question from Mr. Suresh, that is, we prefer as this is a Linux software, we prefer the Linux servers, either CentOS or Ubuntu. We also support Fedora, and our database is MySQL. Regarding the sales teams, we are not supposed to give the support about the sales teams. If you have any queries about the sales sections, please be free to put a mail towards the sales@fedena.com. You can get more inquiries, more results, more response from our sales sections. For now, the fee payment, the mail receipts cannot be withdrawn. As I said, it's already under our roadmap. We are upcoming with upgrade of the fee payment through online payment about the fees. We are not still ready for the release of the project. We are still, it's under our roadmap. And regarding whether we can send SMS for parents and the student together, is according to the system flow, whenever SMS is sent for a parent and to a student, a copy is sent to the parent also. So that means a parent means consider we have 2 or 3 immediate contacts for a particular student. SMS will be sent to the immediate contact we have chosen. So we need not separately send SMS to a parent. If whenever a SMS is sent to a student, a copy is also sent to the immediate contact of the student. Nisha's question, that is can we enter overtime? I think it is regarding the pay slips or the payroll. I think you had explained, means while creating the payslips, I had shown you a column where we can add a new categories. So if you have to enter the different figures per month, we can add. You are free to edit the figures. You can edit the payroll categories as you want. If you want to edit a new category, means create a new category, you can add a new category. Or else if you want to edit the existing one, you can edit the existing one using the options edit. And the next one, that is how we enter a fixed allowance against the percentage. That is considered while creating a new payroll category, just give a new percentage, that is, if it is 5 percentage, will be with 5 percentage. Or else if you want to edit, you can edit. And we at present there is no advanced fee collection monitoring in the system. And yeah, we have the graduating process. So I explain you the graduation process.